What is up, everybody? I am Mr. Twister Reviews, and this is the Next Generation Gamers podcast. I am one of your co-hosts. I'm with another co-host, Charles,
Hello, everybody.
and with our guest, Atomic Games YouTube channel, AJ.
Hey, everybody.
All right, so to start this off, we're going to go straight into, well, we just had our introduction, but we're going to go into what we played and what have you guys been playing? Because I've just been sitting my ass on Company of Heroes. That's like the most the greatest RTS game ever. That's all I've been playing. And StarCraft 2, Crysis 3, and, well, what else can I say? Those are the only 3 games I've been playing for the past how many ever days.
I guess I'll go next. I've been playing quite a few stuff, but if you follow me on YouTube, you kind of know what I've been playing. I actually finished Metal Gear Rising Revengeance last Saturday, and I have to tell you, that's one of the best games I played so far in the month of February. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's one of the most I played, and it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it over Crysis 3 because Crysis 3's campaign is super short, and I'm just not I thought it was not as good as Crysis 2, just the way the campaign was overall. You know, Crysis 2, there was more stealth options in Crysis 2, and the game was a lot longer in the campaign wise. And then I've also been playing Red Dead Redemption, which enjoying a lot, and I've also been starting a walkthrough that I'm going to be posting very soon on my channel, Bit Trip Runner 2, or Bit Trip Presents Runner 2, something, I don't know the subtitle for it. And that's a really good game. If you like the Impossible game or platformers like that, challenging platformers, it's really good. So that's mostly what I've been playing. AJ?
Me, I've mostly been up on Borderlands 2, going back through, trying to get my platinum by doing a lot of the side quests. And it's pretty fun still going back through that second story or third story. So if you haven't, go ahead and do that. Or if you just want to watch, check out my channel sometime or my Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Second playthrough is always fun. I remember doing one with my Hunter.
Yeah, I beat that game so many times. That was probably one of my favorite games. That was my game of the year of 2009.
Yeah,
I love that game so much.
I played. That was when first got my Xbox and I got that game. And even though I played Modern Warfare 2, Borderlands is hands down my favorite.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite mostly online game for 2009. That's actually I actually played that Call of Duty. I haven't got back into Call of Duty ever since Modern Warfare 2. Really.
I know.
Just the way they've been doing it. And then Black Ops 2 was an utter fail, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. All right, coming down, we're going to start off with the articles. And, we got a big thing to talk about here, and this is microtransactions, because EA is putting it in their games now, and this is going to be kind of a controversial thing, guys. So to start off, they're talking about microtransactions and the fearing of them. And I have to predict, and I'm thinking about what they're going to do, is EA is going to basically start doing these games. They're going to put microtransactions on the games, and if they do well, like let's just say Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 does really well with the microtransaction options. Well, now EA is going to make it so you have to basically play, like maybe grind 1,000 hours into this one part of the game, and with the microtransaction, with like getting this certain weapon, you can just beat the game in like 10 minutes, that level, or whatever that part of the game. So that's what I think EA might start doing to rip us off, because remember guys, EA is a shady corporation. They do business on the other side. They're not trusted. Some of their games suck. So, what do you think about microtransactions, AJ? What's your opinion?
Well, I think it could go either way. It's more so if the game was actually strong enough to actually involve microtransactions, and then how much you're actually charging, because we're talking about real dollars here. We're not talking about like, oh, I just earned enough points playing through this game to actually go in and buy this. It's like, is it actually worth it? And can this actually tear down this aspect of downloading DLC? Because if you're talking about doing everything like that or just specific items, then that could turn a lot of gamers off from actually downloading content for games.
Yeah, I feel the same way about that too.
Yeah, and pretty much it's like, I mean, people are saying on the comments section I was reading, they were saying, oh, as long as it doesn't cut out aspects of the game, I'm fine with it. But I think EA is more shadier than that, and they're going to like make it so it's impossible to get through some parts without going in microtransactions. That's just me, though. Remember, EA shady. I'm going to have to read that every now and then because they ruined some of my favorite game series of all time, and that was a mic bump. But anyways, and the second article that is going to be linked is called EA Consumers Are Enjoying the Embracing the Microtransaction. It's a quote by one of their guys thinking that everybody likes the microtransactions, but you don't really need them in Dead Space. I've noticed that there's exploits and stuff they can get away with. But other than that, I don't know why that guy would say that, because clearly no one is going to enjoy paying money on a game like that. I don't know why I said that, but why would you pay money on a $60 console game? You don't have if you don't like. It's just weird.
Yeah.
All right, cutting to Uncharted 3 goes free to play. So I never would have expected a console game like this. PC elitists even, and yeah, I never expected Uncharted 3 to go free to play. So basically, it's up to like level.
It's up to level 15, and if you pay $5 extra, I think you go to 25. And if you pay 25 for the whole thing, you get the whole entire multiplayer, like all the levels.
So it's like $5. So if you enjoy it, I mean, yeah, you pay the money.
Yeah, but if you enjoy it, go. I think it's on Amazon. I think someone said on Amazon, the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC, and this does not include the DLC, by the way. So if you go to, I think Amazon, it's $17, I think, used for the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC.
Implying the Game of the Year edition includes the codes used.
Yeah, sometimes you can.
Yeah, sometimes you can get away with that. So, what's your thoughts on this free-to-play aspect, AJ?
Well, the free-to-play aspect, it actually goes back to our last article, and it's one of those microtransactions that's actually good because it gives you the free, which is not just a mini trial that's, maybe 2 levels and then you're done. It's actually 15, so you're actually able to compete. But then they have the option of like a mini level up or just go straight for the gold. And like, I truly love this game. And if you're already knowing that this is something used, it's already been out, you could get it for cheap. It works. It's something that just fits in.
Yeah, Uncharted 3 going free to play. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I know on PC most games will convert to free to play now because that's the standard business model, but on consoles, it's kind of a new thing. I think it's good on Naughty Dog's part for trying this out.
Yeah.
Hopefully they attract a couple more consumers, maybe even more sales of that free to play option.
Yeah.
All right. What?
I was gonna talk about the next article.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
There's an article on PlayStation 4. The user interface has revealed some pictures on it.
Yeah, it's the what is it? The store or whatever pictures.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
It looks pretty standard. Like, it looks similar to the PS3 somewhat. And I guess that's okay. As long as they improve their online servers, because in my opinion, I mean, I have the PS3. I've played it, and the online servers are just jack crap.
The servers are kind of crappy. There's like Xbox. Xbox is the system to go online. But if you like playing single player games or you like more games, PS3 is the system to go. That's how I picture it.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, they do have the editing software in some of these pictures. You guys can see when you click the links to view the articles, but I mean, there's the streaming. You can see wow.
Yeah, but are you gonna I wonder how this is gonna work though. Did it just say you capture 15 minutes only, or can you capture more than 15 minutes?
Yeah, I didn't see that. I think it might be more or less. I mean, some people are saying that you could probably use the whole use the recording software and then use it as a PVR, but I'm unsure if that's gonna really work because you're downloading 1080p 720p files, and those things are huge.
Yeah, especially if this thing's gonna if you're gonna be able to record off your system at 1080p, and you want to do a walkthrough of a game or something like that. That's gonna be that. The files are gonna be huge, like you're saying.
Oh yeah. So AJ, what are your thoughts on these pictures that we're seeing here of the PS4 interface on the store?
With the PS4 interface, I think when they partnered with Facebook, they tried to adapt too much to these other sites setup, because just looking at it right now, the fact that you're not even using your gamer tag is a micro name now, it's kind of dumb, because I enjoy my gamer tag being the main thing when people look at my profile, oh, that's one badass right there, Insane Applejack's, not Henry Bailiff, just for example, because that's the name they have up. And on top of that, with them running the Ustream program, it's kind of awkward because for people that have these capture devices and they've put money into it and they actually do these sites professionally, like on Twitch or on YouTube, it's weird because you're trying to make them inadequate, but you're putting strain on a system that they just paid money for. Because the 8 gigabytes of RAM, you're going to put so much strain on it trying to record in 1080p, then stream, then just do everything in one.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of this Facebook looking layout. Here's the thing. I've been thinking, and it's like social networking and gaming need to just stay far as away from possible. I understand incorporating it. If with friends, yes, that is possible. But like, if you're gonna do it for like everybody, if you're gonna like play with everybody online, just keep it away as far as possible. So like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
To another thing that they're adding with this new format, but it's not really directly related to this. It's weird that this Facebook aspect allows a drop in because I have a lot of trolls for friends on my Facebook. So it's like you could just drop something anywhere. Well, what if they're not just talking about dropping in good stuff? What if they're talking about dropping in new enemies? It could be cool at certain points, but
Yeah.
not when you have too many trolls online.
Oh, definitely,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Now we're gonna go talk about. This is not really an article, but it's what.
I was gonna say about the PlayStation 4. What they need to do about the friends list is they need to increase the amount of friends you can have on your friends list.
Oh yeah,
Also,
100 is
they,
not.
yeah, they need to have way more than that.
100 is not gonna cut it because considering you see how many YouTubers and
Oh yeah, definitely.
stuff have trouble with that. I mean, overall,
Because I always hate I always on my old PlayStation account. Last year that I had to remove people. Same with Xbox, I had to remove people because I was constantly adding people, and I didn't want to remove people that on my friends list.
yeah, this social networking thing, I don't know how I see it, but yeah, more friends is definitely going to be needed in the next consoles.
Yeah.
So anyways, coming to our next part, it's not really an article, but it's something that we'll talk about. It's going to be the games, like, coming soon, and the games for the past week, like, coming out in February. And, I mean, I played Crysis 3. I wanted to get Metal Gear, but I didn't have the money. And, in my opinion, Crysis 3, very gorgeous looking game.
Oh yeah, definitely. The game looks great. I was just mad at the game because the game was. See, Crysis 2 was like 6 to 8 hours long. Crysis 3 is about 3 hours. It only took me 3 hours to beat.
Yeah, I mean, the Crysis, I remember Crysis 1, there was some multiplayer, but I was like in the story.
Yeah.
Whenever that was out on PC. And I haven't really finished Crysis 3, but there's an issue with my game where it keeps crashing at this one point, so I can't restart it. So I just deleted the game, and hopefully they'll fix it so I can like finish it. But very gorgeous looking game at the most. Multiplayer I haven't really tried yet. And I know it's similar to Crysis 2.
Yeah, the multiplayer is very tell you the truth, I haven't really played it that much because I really don't want to play the multiplayer. I played the beta, and I did play a little bit at my friend's house because he actually has Crysis 3, and it's the same exact thing as Crysis 2. They even have some of the same maps from Crysis 2. You know that map Skyline that's in Crysis 2?
Yeah.
That's in Crysis 3, and it looks exactly the same.
So AJ, have you been playing like any games like that came out at all in February?
Not really. I've more so been on a demo scene because most of my games had got delayed from February, such as BioShock Infinite and the whole God of War Ascensions thing. It wasn't really delayed, but it was kind of just like, well, maybe we'll release in February, maybe we'll release in March. So I've just been back and forth between the demos of each game.
Yeah, are you looking for any kind of games? What games coming up in March are you looking forward to?
Obviously, both God of War Ascensions and BioShock Infinite. I got both. I got the greatest editions collector's editions you could get on those. That's how it's.
Oh, you got okay, this is what happened. I'm gonna get God of War Ascension, and I went to GameStop it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And I went there and I paid off my God of War Ascension. And I was actually asking the guy because I didn't know. I thought the collector's edition was over $100, and I was like, that's not worth for the collector's edition. I found out it was $80, and I was seeing if I could pre-order, and they didn't. They took away that But you can still pre-order The Last of Us Collector's Edition.
Yeah, but only the collector's edition. You can't get the post-pandemic edition. I wanted to get that. I was mad whenever there were no copies.
Well, I wanted to get the Kratos statue. That's what I wanted the collector's edition for.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't go for the Kratos statue because I figured just like the Pandora's box, it would be around on eBay somewhere, but I went for the Super Slim PS3 instead because it's only 100,000 of those, so I was like, might as well go for it.
Mm-hmm. What about Tomb Raider? You guys looking forward to Tomb Raider?
Yes.
And that depends. I like that game. I've played the original Tomb Raiders, but I don't know. Like,
it's I've never played a Tomb Raider, and the graphics on it look absolutely mind blowing from what I've seen from the game.
I'm not really. It's not really on my to play right now list.
It's like more. It looks more like an Uncharted, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's what it's like Uncharted, but some people said it's better. I don't know. It's not really on my to play list to get it now. I'm probably gonna wait till the reviews come out, and even then I'm probably because the only game I'm really looking forward to in March. There's two games. South Park Stick of Truth, obviously, but that got pushed back, obviously.
Yeah, I know. If that game was coming out, that's probably the only game I would put honestly time into to actually beat first, just because I've been waiting for that game since it got announced.
Yeah.
What's better? You got the South Park TV show, which is amazing, and then you have the South Park game, game mixed with it, where you can actually play like the TV show is.
Yeah, in an RPG format.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, and go anywhere.
Welcome to She-Walk Chicken.
Going back to if you're excited about the Tomb Raider thing, though, I'm kind of into it because this game had been announced a while back. It was like a cover article for Game Informer, 2005, 2006, I remember. And looking at it now, it really does deliver what it promises. It's it was the super build up, but yet they kept improving as these new gens got to 1080. We're going to include this. They even included this program that was showed off at E3 last year, I believe, and they used it for the hair. It's like real time hair rendering or something like that.
That was on PC though.
Wait, is Tomb Raider on PC?
Yeah, it is.
It is?
And
Okay.
apparently, the PC version has a bunch of exclusive shit to it, the
I
hardware.
kind of figured it would, because it's on PC.
Yeah, it's got all the exclusive hardware, which seems to me is going to be a good console port, which I'll probably end up getting and picking up if it's going to be a good console port.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say, though, I have played that if you guys own an Xbox and you guys are looking forward to Gears of War Judgment as a Gears fan, I would I would rent the game, I wouldn't pick it up. Just the way they do in the multiplayer for the game.
Yeah, Judgment, I don't know how I feel about
There's
that.
no locust in multiplayer. No locust, no executions. Once someone goes to the ground, they just die. There's no executions. And they turned the overrun mode into the new horde mode.
Oh, well.
So there's no horde mode anymore. The only thing they have is team deathmatch, free for all, and domination and overrun. That's all they have.
I'm kind of surprised with how they approached this whole system. This whole game for this system. And it's kind of to promote it, they even offered the season pass that was $20. And it's if you get the season pass, you get double XP forever.
Yeah.
That seems to me another incentive to get people to buy it and make more money. Because, the whole thing, I've watched the video and I didn't mean to add this in, but this guy named Total Biscuit. He's a really good YouTuber. He's very influential in the scene. He actually even makes videos on Steam.
Yeah, I've seen some of his live streams.
Yeah, some Steam sales, and he was also talking about PlanetSide 2, which actually got me into it. But he made a video saying why pre-order games, why should you pre-order a game, and basically it talks about how everybody keeps pre-ordering all these games because they comes with skins and stuff, and nobody watches for the reviews or waits for the reviews. They go ahead and pre-order a game, even though game devs will cut the review line all the way to whenever the game comes out. So people aren't influenced by the reviews and won't buy it.
Yeah.
To an extent, it kind of makes a sense though, the pre-order game, because it adds to the funds that they could actually build into a game ahead of time. I'm not saying pre-ordering a game 2 weeks ahead of time, but if you see Grand Theft Auto is coming out in September, pre-order right now, because the more money you put into it, the better the game can be. Or if you don't pre-order, in some cases, you lose a gem of a game because they only make restricted amounts of copies, and then these games become super valuable games that are hard to get your hands on.
Yeah, but like anyone can go pick up a copy still, like Gears of War 1. I mean that game's dead online. But
Yeah, but yeah, Gears of War 1 was really good. That's what actually people are probably gonna hate me for this, but how I got into Gears was Gears of War 2. That's the first Gears I've ever played, and I loved it. I actually liked the multiplayer too, but I was terrible at the multiplayer at the time. And then when Gears 3 came out, I went back to Gears 1, and then I was good at the multiplayer, and then I played Gears 3 and was good at that too.
Yeah, but they're never gonna run out of copies of games until like I mean, collector's editions, sealed, those make money, but just games in general, you can easily go pick up a copy.
Yeah, I don't understand the reason of pre-ordering a regular edition of a game unless it's an incentive for them to know how many sales they're gonna get.
Yeah.
But like if they're making a collector's edition, then that's the only reason to pre-order.
Yeah, but like whenever it comes to these small games, I mean, everybody gives a shit about what they get in the game, but nobody cares about the reviews. And that's the flop of Aliens Colonial Marines. I mean, everybody hates that game now.
That game might actually be good on Wii U, though, because it has been delayed for Wii U. It actually might be good on Wii U.
I don't know, because you can't really change how the game aspects.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean, because I kind of know the only way they're going to be able to fix that game, though, is like if they have to start over. I don't think they really could fix it, but they could do a little bit of improvement, you know what I mean, on the Wii U?
They could, but like it's just another saturated FPS into this market, and
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, I tried it out, and I was like, fuck this. I didn't waste my money on it, too.
It's not so much that it's a broken game, because a broken game, of course, would be Resident Evil Raccoon City, as we all know.
Please don't talk about that game. That game makes my ears bleed.
But, see, my main problem with them is, for Aliens Colonial Marines, okay, this game looked amazing when they first previewed it. And then it got all suspicious because whenever you went to 2K events that showed it off, oh, you could play the multiplayer, but you could only play as the humans. You could play the multiplayer, never the single player. And the people always playing the aliens were 2K workers. So it kind of hit off this undertone. And you don't include a lot of the stuff that you first preview. So it's like, why?
All right, we're kind of backtracking here. We're going into the whole Aliens Colonial Marines, and that's an article I linked.
Yeah. We need to talk about that once that comes up.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. I don't mean to, because like we're backtracking all the way to Aliens, and I brought that up, but the article's right here, and it's talking about the whistleblower, which if you guys don't know, something happened. This guy is saying shit about what happened with Gearbox and Aliens and Sega. So what are you going to talk about, Austin?
I was going to talk about, it's an old article, but it's about the South Park. Did you see this article?
Oh, no,
yeah, I'll link it right now. It's basically talking about South Park, The Stick of Truth. It's basically talking about how it got delayed.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the article on that?
No, but talk about the whistleblower, the three. Oh, yeah, because THQ flopped, as we all know. And that's kind of sad, seeing a game company that, from my growing up age, to watch it go. But, I mean, like they said, in the transition phase between consoles, there are going to be companies that go. But talk about the whistleblower. What apparently happened was, whenever they were developing Aliens Colonial Marines, they were talking about it, and they announced it, like, 2007. And we're talking about COD 4 days, before COD 4 comes out. And so 2K... or whatever, Gearbox, that's who I meant to say. They were saying, okay, so, we're here, we're ready to develop Aliens. And Sega, because there's so many studios that have outsourced this game saying, well, I mean, who developed it? And people are pointing fingers everywhere. But what apparently happened was 2K Studios took the money that was for Aliens Colonial Marines. Like, we're talking maybe millions or something around there. Like, I don't know how much money was used, but we're talking enough to fund this game. And so basically, after 2K got the money, they went off and used it in the Borderlands 1 and 2. That is how, like, they literally used it in Borderlands 1 and 2, all those games and all their other projects, like, how failed Duke Nukem was. So then what happened? Alien Colonial Marines had no money. So guess what happened? Sega picked it up, and they're like, okay, what do we do? So Gearbox comes back and says, all right, we don't have any money, so we're just going to develop this game. And what happened? The end product came out, and you know how Sega got their money back? From the consumer, you guys. So anybody who bought this game is basically paying for the makeup money. They're not paying, to support this game. They're just trying to pay back the money that Gearbox owes Sega. And someone said that Gearbox should sue Sega, or no, Sega should sue Gearbox the other way around. And I agree with that for embezzlement funds. Well, not really embezzlement. Like, the article made an update video, and it wasn't really embezzlement, but, for taking all that money and then using it on other projects,
that's dumb and messed up, man.
Yeah, that's like a shame, because, there is a community in there that wants to play Aliens games, but after Aliens versus Predator way back in, I don't know what year it was.
2010.
Yeah, 2010. I mean, that was a flop. And then Aliens Colonial Marines comes out. Everybody hates it now. So this money that, isn't even in the game anymore, it's just a flop. And what do you guys have to think about this?
Well, altogether, with this whole game, it didn't offer pretty much anything that they said when they first kept announcing it. Like, one of the main things they said were, like, oh, there's not gonna be any artificial light in this game. Everything that you walk past is gonna create its own original shadow from its own angle. Like, when you first start the game, you notice that artificial light down each hallway. And then there's broken AI everywhere. Like, you could literally run through this game in less than 5 hours if you just run past most of the enemies, because literally half of them will run past you. You don't even have to work for it most of the time.
Yeah, game's broken.
And it's repetitive as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you just go through there, you shoot a couple of them, and then you're like, oh, reload, shoot a couple of them, and then go to the next scene.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And you get way too many fucking weapons, man.
Oh, yeah. This game.
It's ridiculous.
It's just crazy. It flopped. I mean, if a good dev can pick it up and make a game out of it instead of getting this embezzlement funds that I just talked about, that'd be good. Because I was actually looking forward to Aliens Colonial Marines. I've seen the Aliens films, a lot of them. But, I mean, after seeing the flop that Aliens Colonial Marines was, I think I'm going to hold off until a good dev can pick it up. Even if a good dev does pick it up, because sometimes this game might actually get canceled. Just like how Medal of Honor actually got thrown off the rotation. Like, because of how bad it did. EA is like,
wait, Warfighter?
Yeah, Medal of Honor, they're not making.
You didn't like that game?
They're not making them anymore.
You didn't like it?
No,
I
didn't like it, but they're not making any more Medal of Honors because they didn't make enough money for them. EA.
I thought it was an alright. I thought it was it wasn't. I don't think it was bad. I actually liked 2010 Medal of Honor.
I like that, and I don't get where the hate comes from.
Yeah, I know.
Warfighter is just a bit but it's thrown off rotation. So now we're gonna cut down to Metro Last Light gets released.
Yes. What do you think about it being released in May 14th?
I know. I was like, holy shit, a good release date. That's like 2 days before my birthday.
What else comes out in May?
I don't. Oh, Grid 2. That was a racing game I'm looking forward to.
I need to play Grid 1. I need to play that game.
I played that. I was like, that's a pretty good game. I mean, I would recommend it if you're looking for an awesome racing game to mess around with. So, are you looking forward to Metro, AJ?
Altogether, I am. Actually, just the trailers had dragged me in altogether, and when I saw THQ was getting shut down, I was worried for it at first, but just knowing this game and how skilled it was, how developed the story, the graphics, everything that they were showing off for it was, I knew that somebody was going to pick it up, and they were going to pick it up and add to a great story. I didn't know if it was going to be how good it was going to be yet, but I have a feeling that if they're going to try to do a whole series for this would be a good start. I'm just excited for it altogether.
Yeah, Metro 2032, that's the prequel. If you can get the money to get that game used, it's really good on Xbox.
I played it, but I had a difficult time with it when I was playing it.
Yeah, it was difficult. They gave you limited ammo, but
yeah.
I was able to get through it.
That's the main reason I stuck at this one part where when I don't know if it's a spoiler. It was it was near the end of it was near the beginning of the game. It's where when you go outside of the sewers.
Oh yeah.
And there's this thing that's flying and it kept on killing me and over. I had no ammo. I couldn't kill it.
Oh yeah, you have to like just search for it and look around.
But it's been I played that when it first came out, so it's been a while since I played the game. So I might pick up a copy of the Metroid 2020.
Yeah, I'd say get into the story and then go play the sequel, Last Light.
I'll probably end up doing that for my YouTube channel, just so I can play if I have enough time to do a walkthrough before the new one comes out.
All right, cutting down. We're gonna go talk about EA Respawn Entertainment going to E3. And
This is basically going to be the Call of Duty killer, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you don't know who Respawn is, these are the guys that made Call of Duty 4
and Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, before the whole before the whole suing incident. And so, if you got these guys are Zampella and I forgot the other guy, West. Yeah, West and Zampella. And I'm looking forward to this game. I want to see what they're doing because these guys were the innovator of Call of Duty 4 and the COD franchise. So if they can innovate their first person shooter for the franchise, because it's oversaturated in the Western market in my opinion.
Yeah.
If they can innovate, then this is definitely going to be a game to compete with COD.
Yeah, and they made Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. They were the best. They were the best Call of Duties that came out so far. COD 4 being the best overall, though, in my opinion.
That was the original. That had to be the best.
Yeah, and Modern Warfare 2 was pretty good. It was just there was way too much overpowered shit.
All right, you looking forward to Respawn? You see what they're gonna pull out, AJ?
Yeah, altogether, because I feel like ever since Respawn hasn't really been on Call of Duty stuff, that the franchise has just gone down the drain altogether. And I know I'm going to get hate from COD lovers, but admit it to yourself. When you bought Call of Duty 2, all you were doing was just buying Call of Duty 1 with a new kill skill format. Like, it just shows your kills differently. It's the same thing. And you're not even playing it for the story. You're playing it for the multiplayer. So, my bad.
The only problem with the Call of Duty franchise is it's engrossed so many people that you can't. You have to like slowly but surely kill it. And I know for a fact that the game's going down for a drain. I don't know when, but I know that the bubble's gonna pop and that people are gonna stop playing that game and the series is gonna die.
Did you hear about this? This is probably like a month or two old. But did you hear? I wish I had the article. I could send it to you guys. But did you hear that Activision tried to pay Gearbox to make the next Call of Duty?
Oh yeah, and then Gearbox was like, nope, we don't.
Fuck that. They're like, screw that. I don't want to. They were like, they actually made a joke on Activision about it too, how they don't want to make the same game every year or something like that.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
No, go ahead. I wasn't talking.
I kind of feel as if the Call of Duty franchise wants to be successful past Black Ops 2. All they really need to do is take a few years off and try to like make a more realistic experience, because I feel like some of these other first-person shooters have taken it to more realistic gravities, and they're not even based off of real-life situations. You're basing something off of, real wartime warfares and all this, but you're contradicting yourself. Zombie games are more realistic in this era than your actual whole format.
Yeah. Did you guys play the Black Ops 2 campaign? Did you guys play that?
Yeah.
That was actually, I had to admit, that was actually a pretty good Call of Duty campaign for a Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah, I like Black Ops 1, the whole crazy story behind it. I mean...
Yeah, but I'm glad like they actually put choices in Black Ops 2 that gave it alternate endings, which actually was really good.
That's their innovative key to innovating the single player.
Yeah. But if Respawn Entertainment, the only way Respawn Entertainment's going to beat Call of Duty if they had dedicated servers. That's the only way they're going to beat Call of Duty. That's one thing COD needs is dedicated servers. If Respawn can make a game like Call of Duty, not like a copycat, but similar to it, and then put dedicated servers in there, Call of Duty would be done for sure.
Yeah, they'd be making that money, but dedicated servers cost a lot of money to run, so...
Yeah. Call of Duty could totally do it how much money they fucking make.
Yeah, but they don't. They reproduce the same game every year that's shitty quality. Yeah. And the rest of that money probably just goes to people's paychecks and shit.
Yeah, it goes to David Vanderfuck's paycheck.
Yeah, Vonderhaar. We can innovate even though we are being pulled by Optic. So coming down to our next article, we're going to be talking about analyst sees Nintendo quitting hardware in 5 years. And if you guys don't know, he says that basically what's going to happen is that Wii U is going to fail, and then Nintendo is not going to make any more consoles, which I could see them stopping. I mean, they'll continue making games, obviously, for the systems, but I don't know if they're gonna like go with making more hardware because Nintendo. I know every company's been in financial struggle, but they lost a lot of money, and they're not like THQ, no, but they lost a lot of money, and he just says that they're gonna quit, and I don't know if I agree with it because I don't really keep up with Nintendo. That like,
Go ahead. I was gonna say something about Nintendo.
I don't keep up with them. I'm not really like a Nintendo follower because they don't really release the games that I want to play.
Yeah, same here. Did you know 4.6% developers are making Wii U games?
40 what percent?
No, 4.6% are making Wii U games.
Yeah, because here's the thing: the next gen consoles are coming out, so they're not even gonna have time to make the Wii U games, and if they do, they'll just port them over.
Yeah,
and I don't know how Wii U ports are. The graphics I've seen on the system I don't know how I would describe them. They're not. I mean, the PS4 graphics, from what I've seen, just beat this.
Wii U. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know.
Ever since the Wii, Nintendo's always going to be late. They're never going to get back to where they were.
The only thing I have to say about the Wii is they perfected the motion control.
Oh yeah, out of the Microsoft and Sony, they definitely did that.
Yeah, Microsoft.
But who cares about motion controls? Who cares about moving their arms up and down? I want to play some games, man.
Yeah. I don't know. The Wii U was kind of fun. I mean, that was like my first console going into the next generation, not this coming up generation, but the next one with the Xbox and PS3. And then I just moved away because all my friends had the Xbox, so I decided to get that. So, Do you see Nintendo quitting hardware in 5 years, AJ?
Well, not really, because altogether, Nintendo's been a company that's been in business since the 1800s. Even though they were a card game business, over the times they've been switching it up and they've been keeping up with the latest trends. So I could see them getting through this as long as they don't make useless mistakes over and over again. Like, okay, after they released a Wii U, they made a Wii Mini exclusive for Canada, but it doesn't have any of the stuff that made the Wii actually good because it doesn't have a GameCube port, it doesn't allow you to save, and it's exclusive for Canada. Why would you make this after you just made a new system? It doesn't make sense. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your resources, which could all be added to more games. And then on top of that, we love Mario, we love some of your other hit titles, but it seems like you're focusing on Mario sometimes, and when you too much, and you're playing out the COD theory. It's like, okay, run, jump, world. Run, jump, world. I mean, it's nostalgic to an extent, but when you do the same thing for 3 games in the same year, it's not that nostalgic anymore.
Yeah, Nintendo's a family company. They can keep releasing Mario, and then the next kid's going to buy it. They are the family company. They don't need to focus on the third-party stuff either. They got to go first-party and make an F-Zero or a Star Fox. If they make both of those, they announce those, I'm going to pick up a Wii U just to play both of those.
What I'm waiting for the Wii U I actually did own a Wii U, but I sold it because I wasn't really using it. I'm going to wait until they bring out a Smash Brothers for the Wii. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, they've supposedly confirmed Smash Brothers or 4 or whatever, the next copy. So we'll see.
And an F-Zero. I would love an F-Zero for the Wii U as well.
Yeah, F-Zero. I mean, I
played that on Nintendo 64 and that game was awesome.
Actually, before we started, I was telling you about how for the Smash Bros. They had confirmed something about screenshots at E3, and that was fun. It was funny to me that they said screenshots instead of actual video play at the biggest video game convention.
Here's the screenshot. See the game in 3 years.
Troll face. All right. Anyways,
I got a next article that we can talk about. Well, not an article, but something that just happened. Assassin's Creed 4 got announced.
Oh yeah, that's just recent. I mean, this week, and if you haven't played Assassin's Creed at all yet, this might be a somewhat good time to jump into the series. I would say get Assassin's Creed 2, play through them all because the Desmond storyline's great.
Yeah.
But talk about Assassin's Creed 4. It takes place in the Pirate Age. I don't know how I feel about that because I've noticed comments on my Facebook saying, "Oh, they're milking it, but you got to keep in mind." That's what
everybody's saying.
Assassin's Creed 3 makes the money, and they have to innovate the gameplay. That's my problem because I played through Assassin's Creed 3, Yeah, the history and stuff is rich in there, but it's the same thing. I'm climbing up this building. I'm going to go kill this guard. I'm going to go do this side thing. It's the same shit. They need to find a way to innovate that by doing naval missions or maybe, having a new aspect of gameplay.
The one thing that I'm not gonna like about this game is that it's gonna have a lot of pirate sea battles, and I hated those in Assassin's Creed 3.
I didn't really mind the sea battles, but yeah,
I didn't like them.
I can see why that. I
hate
don't know how I feel though about the pirate age because I would much rather go to Russian Tsars or I had another one.
Yeah, and it's a new company making it also, so.
Oh yeah.
And they said they've been working on this game for 4 years, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot because Ubisoft actually has multiple studios. They're one of those companies that have 1,000 studios, and people think that they're milking it, but I mean, if you have multiple studios making different games, you can easily release them every.
It's like Call of Duty, man. They have Treyarch makes one game. It's like a 2-year franchise.
Yeah.
Treyarch makes a game for work on for 2 years, and they scam, and Infinity Ward works on it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's another article too that talks about GT6, which is Gran Turismo 6. It's going to be coming on PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow. I mean, they do have the PS4, but one of the things I'm going to notice about one of the things that this podcast pointed out to me in the PS4 is that there's going to be a whole overlapping part. And it's gonna be like, so I spent $400 on the PS4. So then what games am I gonna buy for it? What games I'm gonna get on my 360 and PS3 to play with my friends? And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because like you're gonna have all your friends, but if all your friends don't buy it day one, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know. And they said they're gonna keep supporting the PlayStation 3 a while after the PS4, kind of they did with the PS2.
Oh yeah.
So and same thing with Xbox. It all depends how long the servers are going to be up on the PlayStation Network for those systems too, for the new consoles come out.
As far as getting it on day one, even though I'm probably going to be one of the people that gets it on day one, it's actually no rush. Especially seeing I know I'm talking about China and Japan here, but they didn't stop making PS2 consoles until 2012, like November, December, and yet they're still porting games for it over there, supposedly. So, and that's like a good, I wouldn't say it came out 2001, so that's a good 11 years after it came out. So you got some time to wait for the price to actually go down.
I'll be lucky to get a PlayStation 4 on day one. When the PS3 came out, there was like 16 people camping out of GameStop, Target for like 3 weeks straight. It's ridiculous. I'll be lucky if I get a PlayStation 4 on day one.
I don't know how I feel though. There's gonna be a whole overlapping area, and then people are gonna be like saying, "Oh, well, I'm gonna buy this game on that console, and then this game on that console," and they're gonna waste so much money.
Well, what I feel that the main reason Xbox is so much better than PlayStation because Xbox came out first.
Yeah, that was the whole point. And some people are actually saying, "Oh, well, if PS3 doesn't release first, then Xbox might have the jump because, like, they didn't show all up their cards off at that conference during February, but it could be possible that if Xbox comes out first, they could probably run all over Sony." Unless Xbox has crappy features, like the always online.
Yeah, and these features that are rumored that might be true are pretty bad to have in your console.
Yeah, it could ruin this console in general. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that? We'll see when it comes.
And another main reason the PS3 didn't do so good is because games were hard to be making for the PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah, they even admitted in the conference that it was a mistake the cell process or whatever. So basically, they're going to try to make it more friendly x86 architecture for PC people, which means we're getting good console points for once, and I'm actually happy about that.
Yeah, it's good for PC people too, because they won't have shitty games.
We get shitty console ports, and that makes me mad.
Yeah.
With this whole idea of if Microsoft is going to do better in all this, I feel as if either way Sony's going to pull out of it. They're going to do better than Microsoft in the end because even though the 360 did better than the PS3, you have to look at the PS2, one of the best-selling systems pretty much ever by home console-owned standards. And technically, it blew the 360 out of waters, even though it was only out maybe 3-4 years before, but if you're just basing it off of when it came out, then buyers are going to be disappointed because the Kinect technically did come out before some of the stuff for the Move. But we all see how that turned out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all going to just come down to the console race. And actually, one thing I want to mention is if everybody's been living under a rock, no one probably knows that. Well, everybody probably knows this. Whoever pays attention to the stock market, but Sony is actually in financial ruin right now. They actually sold off their $1.2 billion office at Tokyo, and in financial ruin, they were trying to use that money for the PS4, and I don't know how they're gonna make that money up, because the main reason Sony has flopped is because of their 4K and 3D television, which, who talks about 3D anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much dead. So like their 4K televisions, that is a lot of money for like a television that is, geared towards the digital, the home theater system market, but it doesn't make enough money for Sony to continue on. So I think they just need to cut the televisions in general, like not all of them, but like cut down the 4K and the 3D TVs, because they're not really making a lot of money, and they're in financial ruin right now. They're not THQ status, but if their PS4 doesn't bail them out, then I don't know what will.
Another thing that kind of put them over the edge is when there was a whole mix-up between the first weeks of like, oh, well, are they going to announce the PlayStation 4? Well, is it not going to be this? Is it not going to be that? There was a whole flip-flop of people dropping out of the stock market because they're like, well, THQ just closed down, Atari filed bankruptcy again, GameStop just lost some stock, so you know what, I'm just going to drop my Sony stock. And when those investors dropped out, it kind of hit them hard.
Yeah.
As 4K televisions, they just need to get rid of that shit. But I mean, they're not really making anything else or going on the PS4, and if that's what they're going to rely on, I mean, that PS4 has to do really well for them to make money up. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens coming up here.
So is that all the articles you want to talk about, or you got any more?
And we got the digital future. This is the this is the last, the final article almost. But this was talking about PlayStation 4 games. All of them are going to be available digitally, which you can already get most games on the PS3 digital, like Assassin's Creed 3 and Far Cry 3, the new releases.
This ain't really, I don't really care about this, because is this going to be only digital, or is it going to be disc too?
Yeah, well, it's going to obviously include disc for the PlayStation 4, but they're going to move sort of towards a digital future. And right now, PC is the only one that really can perfect that. The consoles, if they, consoles going digital, that is probably one of the biggest things that is probably going to turn off a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're not forcing you to buy digital.
That's what I was wondering, because I don't mind the digital's there. It's good that it's there, but I'd rather have a disc copy than
everyone wants to have a disc. I mean, there might be convenience, but the thing about digital is you're paying for a license to play the game. You're not paying for an actual copy. You're just paying for the license. And at any time, the service could go down and you'd be fucked. You wouldn't have that game anymore. And if the servers were not restored permanently, you wouldn't have the game.
And here's another article about the PlayStation 4, about the digital stuff. It's about did you guys read this, that the PlayStation 4 will not transfer any PS3 stuff you bought off PlayStation Network. So if you bought a Call of Duty map pack, if you bought a PlayStation 1 game, PS2 game on the PlayStation Store, they have the classics and all that, they will not carry over to PlayStation 4.
It's kind of been a consistent move between all the new ideas of the systems. Like when the Wii U first dropped, that was pretty much the same idea. Your Super Nintendo and your Nintendo downloads would not switch over. And yeah.
Yeah, I saw that article too. I don't know how I feel about it. Because for me to get sold on the idea of a PS4, they have to include good good I'm not talking about
not like Killzone or.
I mean, I'm talking about actual games that would make me want to pay that $60 to get them, because I've moved away from the whole console market to the PC. I originally played PC when I started gaming alongside the N64.
Yeah.
But coming up,
I would play more PC games. I would play Crysis on PC. I'd play Aliens on PC. The reason I don't do that is because my PC, it's not the best PC in the world. It doesn't have really good stats. The only thing I can really do with it is record my walkthroughs and that's mostly in render videos. I can't really play games on it. Wax too much.
I'm not going to say I'm the biggest PC player, but from time to time, when I get the chance, I'll get up on my PC. And I do enjoy my PlayStation. I do enjoy my Xbox. I enjoy all my consoles, but my point is with this last gen, it's kind of awkward how, okay, we're trying to do digital, but your price drops in store. Okay, the price dropped in store, so why didn't the price drop on the PlayStation Store? Why didn't the price drop on the Xbox Store? Oh, we have this game that you don't want on digital copy, but we don't have this game. Like, when they released all the Final Fantasies for the anniversary, the one that I was looking for most to was Crisis Core, along with some other friends of mine, and this outraged a lot of the community.
Yeah, but the only reason games on digital are like more expensive than their other counterparts is because it's like they make up the money. And wow, I just had it in my mind and it slipped away. But like I knew why they make it more expensive on digital than they do on the disc copies. But anyways, coming down to the last article, we're going to be talking about every studio. Well, this is a PS4 article, but every studio is working, like all the Sony exclusives, from Naughty Dog to the guy Guerrilla Games, the guys behind Killzone. They're all working on a game on the PS4.
That's good.
Yeah, that will actually stimulate and get them ready, because if they're ready to make games, then Microsoft, the studio, needs to get their studios
They're
need to
gonna
get
be
ready to
doomed
make the next Forza games and all that coming out.
The next Gears of War, the next Halo.
Yeah, well, Halo was already confirmed for a trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. 4 is already
5
out.
is already announced for Xbox 720.
Yeah, 5 is. Halo 4 was amazing from what I played.
It was good. It was just I don't like how there's armor abilities. I hate that.
Yeah.
They need to go back to Halo 3, use equipment, to get rid of the shitty armor abilities.
I think what Sony really did here was altogether they took their experience from the PlayStation 3, they saw where they needed to improve, and with having every studio just create a game that's basically ready for day one or within the first 3 months of the release, it gives you the broad option that's like, okay, we gotta go get this, or like, yes, we need a PlayStation 4 now. It's like, well, it only has 2-3 games that I don't have on my PS3 already. I'm going to wait till the price drops.
Yeah. Is that all the articles you want to talk about?
Just adding on to every studio working on PS4. Yeah, in my opinion, it's going to be financial ruin for Microsoft. And if you haven't really followed the last generation closely, like, the whole reason Microsoft actually got into console gaming is to stop Sony from becoming a powerhouse. Because if you guys don't know, the PS1 sold really good, and coming up to the PS2, like that's the most sold console confirmed, like in number 1. And so Microsoft basically needed to stop the PS2 from becoming like the next best console, because if that happened, then Sony would be dominating the industry.
It's actually funny that you say that, because if anybody remembers the Apple pimpin', it was actually originally supposed to be a Microsoft pimpin', and Apple stole it away from Microsoft because it's like, oh, well, why do we need this? We're doing so well in computers. So they're like, okay, we're going to just let this one go.
Yeah, I saw something about that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I have another article that I want to put in for our last article when we get done talking about this.
All right. Yeah. What is it? Throw it out.
I don't know if you guys really care, but I'm kind of a fan. Do you guys like the WWE games?
Yes.
Well, they announced the next WWE game when it's going to be called, since it's not going to be called WWE. They changed the name to WWE instead of SmackDown vs. Raw, and it's WWE 2K14.
Yeah, I saw
since 2K's picking it up.
Yeah, 2K actually makes good basketball.
Yeah, I know.
Make good wrestling games.
Yeah, but Ukes is still making it, which is good.
I'm iffy about it. Yes, I love 2K's work. Yes, I do know they make good sports games, but all in all, it's kind of so what, because I know with THQ, they were doing this whole thing with their online passes. It's like, okay, you could buy them separately or you could buy them all together. and it was like okay price. It's like you just go buy one Microsoft card or you go buy one PSN card. With 2K in the past, it hasn't been the best experience with buying online passes
Hmm.
or getting any of these other DLCs. My best experience with getting DLCs or online passes from them was with Borderlands 2, but other than that, I don't really care for their passes.
What about the servers? THQ server sucked on WW. I think it was WW12. That game, the servers didn't work for like 3 months. So like, and it's always happened the same way with almost WWE. It was pretty laggy on WWE 13 as well. So I'm
Mm.
hoping 2K servers are like they're gonna put servers in on the new
Well,
WWE Online game.
I don't really experience issues on 2K12, so they might actually be decent.
Yeah, because the last WWE games that have came out, servers have been garbage.
I love THQ for their work, but that server from the last one, it was just horrible. Like
Mhm.
anybody that's played it, you know what I'm talking about. You search for a match, and if the person denies the match, you get booted all the way back to the options menu.
Yeah,
Like click.
and I don't know, in WWE 13 you can download like custom superstars and custom stuff off the Creative Communications or whatever it's called in the game, and it's if it doesn't, like you're saying about getting boot to the main menu, if you don't like, if it fails during the you're downloading something, or it's happened to me tons of times, it sends you back to the main menu of the game.
Nice.
It's garbage.
And
It's not the servers.
I know it's not so much of it wasn't so much of an issue with the game together, but the idea is for some of their trophies also like trying to force that online community so you buy more online passes. Like I know one of the trophies it required you to have 5 people like your community. So
Yeah, I saw that one.
first you had to get like 5 friends to actually have the game, then you had to go out and create something, and then you had to upload it and make them follow it.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
it was aggravating. And this ain't really an article, but this is the thing that I really wish EA would announce. And I'm a huge fan of the sport, and I'm a huge fan of the games. I really want a Skate 4. I really want EA to. I wish they would announce a Skate 4. That's one thing I
Oh
really wish
yeah.
they would come and announce, because I know Black Box is making it. They got to be making it.
Yeah.
I,
Skate. The only problem I had with Skate 3 though was the team system. I don't know if you guys play Skate 3.
with all the things I find wrong with EA, the one thing that still makes me give a chance to it is the Skate franchise, of course, because the Skate franchise, it was just brilliant. I love the Tony Hawk franchise,
Hmm.
but with the Tony Hawk franchise, it seemed like it was also going into the COD theory. It's like, okay, bro, you just added slow mo. Yeah, thanks. But you can't use it outside of the story mode.
Yeah, but and the same thing with Tony Hawk. The main reason Skate killed Tony Hawk was because they didn't. It was Tony Hawk's a more arcade game. Skate is more like a simulator.
But
Right.
also the Tony Hawk franchise got ruined with that skate thing. You need to like have that skateboard like add
Oh
on.
God, I didn't
That
actually play that. I didn't play that, but I heard it
I
was
didn't play that
horrible.
either, but like I don't understand
Like,
why Activision's trying to force us down our throat to make us use that stupid thing
yeah, like I
to
wouldn't
play
mind
it.
if you actually like if you actually had to actually do the stuff, I wouldn't mind it, but it doesn't work good. Having a skateboard without the bottom, like the trucks and the wheels and all that, doesn't go good on carpet.
Yeah.
And you don't really do the tricks. You just like move the board up and down.
I think it's like down to $19 now, and I still kind of want to even buy it.
Did you know I didn't know that, but they made two versions of the game. They made Tony Hawk Ride and Tony Hawk Shred.
Yeah,
I didn't know Shred was I didn't know that was actually a game. I didn't even know that came out.
and it seemed like they actually advertised Shred more than the first one. It's like, okay, we're going to drop a house on somebody. Yep, that's how epic this shredding is.
Well, that's all the articles we got to talk about today. If there's any articles you guys we didn't talk about and you wanted to mention in our next podcast, please leave a comment or a link to us, or PM me the link, or PM one of us the link, and we'll talk about it in the next podcast, and we'll give you a shout out in case we miss one, you know.
And I think that wraps it about up. I mean, it's a great hour talking about games, and
Yeah,
who knows what's going to happen next week in the way of news.
yeah.
I mean, maybe Microsoft will come out and say, we're done with consoles. We're over. I mean, sell
Yeah.
your Xbox. We're done. We're out.
So at the end of the show, what we want to do is we want to actually talk about what was our top 3 favorite games of February, since February is over, and
Yep.
there was a lot of good games and a lot of failures. So I guess Charles, you can go first. What was your top 3
I don't
games?
have a top 3, but I played Crysis, and I have to say that's probably the only thing. I played the Metal Gear demo, but I didn't play the full game, so I can't really judge.
Yeah.
But with the Crysis 3, I think that'll just be my number 1 and my only number 1.
Okay, AJ, what was your top 3? It don't even have to be a game that even releases much. You can actually be a game that you never played, or a game that you actually just play, or something like that. If you want to do that, if you really didn't have a game.
Altogether, I'd have to say I did love the Metal Gear, the new look, the new feel. I got into it for a minute because somebody did have it, and I did play the demo for a minute. But, other than that, I'd say, and this is just calling it off of its original release date because I was hyped for it, but it doesn't count BioShock Infinite because how much hype was put behind it and the actual designs.
All right.
Yeah.
My game of the month, I actually have a couple top. I'm gonna go into like each one by which one I think they are. Number 3 would have to be I recently just started playing this, and that is Bit Trip presents Runner 2 Future Rhythm Aliens. And that game is really good. If you like, I wouldn't compare it to Mario or anything like that. It's a platformer. It's basically, I kind of thinking about it as like the Impossible game. Your guy runs. Have you guys played any of the Bit Trip 101 or even the new one?
I played it. Nah, I played Impossible Game, though.
It's kind of like that. What happens is it's a guy, this thing called Commander Video, and it actually has different characters. You can get different characters in the game, and basically, the name's Commander Video. It's not really a story, but anyway, there's 5 worlds, and your character, he's like running. You don't move your character at all. He's running through the stage, and you have to jump over obstacles as he's running, slide, block, kick stuff down. It's like as he's running through the stage, and if you mess up, you start at the very beginning. And it's similar to the Impossible game. It's really good. It's on Steam. It's on, I think, $15. It's on Xbox Live Arcade, Wii U, and 3DS. I don't know about PlayStation Network, but download the trial on Xbox, or I don't even know if Wii U has trials or anything like that. But if you have an Xbox, download the trial, and I'm guaranteed you'll get addicted to it. It's a pretty fun game. My number 2 game is about to say Red Dead. It's because I just got done playing that, but it's not Red Dead. It's Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I thought that game was actually really decent. Even though it's getting a lot of hate because it's not a real Metal Gear game, the difficulty in that game makes the game good. Because I actually had a few moments in the game where I was gonna basically break my controller in half because this difficulty. But it's a really good game. The soundtrack is amazing, and I think I got my money's worth for it. And then my final game is a game from my childhood that I've been waiting for it to come out ever since it got delayed from its original release date back in, I think, September. That is Sly Cooper and the Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. And that game is, if you enjoy the original Slides, you won't be disappointed with this game, even though it's a new company making it. I really enjoyed it. It was my top game of the month of February.
Or your top games, AJ?
I think he's already said that.
Yeah, but I gotta agree.
Fail.
I gotta agree with all your stuff, Twisted. You made very valid points.
Yeah. I think that wraps up the show. We're gonna talk about where you can find us, each of us at. So Charles, where can they find you at? Send you messages, talk to you or anything like that.
So is that it? Is that over?
Yeah, you gotta put your plugins.
Gotta do what?
The plugins, like your Facebook, not your Facebook, your
Oh.
Twitter, and if you want to do that or anything like that.
Add music blaring, so.
Do what?
What?
He's saying advertise yourself, like your Twitter and your YouTube.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you got anything where people can find you? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, I don't care about that. Just follow me on Twitter, communism123.
All right. AJ, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Atomic Game Squad at Atomic Game Squad, and on YouTube as Atomic Game Squad.
That's it?
Yep.
You can find me on youtube.com/Mr. Twister Reviews. Awesome YouTube channel. You can also find me on Twitter, which I actually do post updates on Twitter. I actually need to make a video saying that I actually do post updates on Twitter because people never seem to follow me on Twitter. But you can follow me on Twitter. It's Mr. Twister Reviews, the same thing as my YouTube channel. And you can follow my Facebook fan page, which I do believe is Mr. Twisted Gamer. It could be Mr. Twister Reviews. I don't know which one because I haven't been on it in a while. But that's mostly it for the podcast, episode 1. We haven't found a certain time when we're going to do the podcast because we just started this. But hopefully we'll get a good timing. And if you want to be on as a guest, just message either one of us and maybe you can be on one day. And if you guys got any questions, we will be taking questions. Just leave a comment in the video or just message us on any of the links down below. All our stuff will be in the description. And just message us what your question is, and we'll answer in the next week's show. So I'm Mr. Twister Reviews.
This has been Charles.
And
Insane Applejacks. AJ.
All right. Peace, everyone.